Abdominal pain is one of the most common complaints. And there can actually be a lot of reasons, and they are all very different. In some cases, it hurt and passed, and really nothing terrible, you can ignore it. But in some other cases, abdominal pain is a very disturbing symptom that cannot be ignored. The fact is that most of us have a very simplified understanding. The stomach hurts, but it means something is wrong there. But the thing is that the stomach is not just some commonplace, no. There is a large number of different organs and tissues. This includes the stomach, liver, pancreas, intestines, gallbladder, as well as kidneys and genitourinary organs. And each of these organs hurts in its own way, has its own symptoms and its possible consequences. So of course you can't dump it all into one pit. So what do you need to know about abdominal pain to avoid trouble? How this pain can differ, and what different types of pain can testify to us, and what we need to know. We will analyze in detail in this video, so watch it to the end. It will be very informative and interesting. So let's go. By the way, friends, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click on the bell too. Do not miss my new videos. So let's get started. First of all, it is necessary to answer exactly how our stomach hurts, because pain can be very diverse. Firstly, the pain can be acute and stabbing. That is, it occurs abruptly, unexpectedly, and quite intensively. The other type is chronic. That is, pain that bothers for a while, then it can pass, then it can come back again. Also, the pain can be aching, as if there is a feeling of heaviness. It can be cutting, that is, with acute attacks, and it can also be tonic, that is, uncontrolled muscle contraction. That is, spasms. That is, as we can see, there are already 5 types of pain that speak of completely different problems. There are also concomitant symptoms. For example, in addition to pain, a person may have nausea, flatulence, stool disorder, problems with urination. There may be an increase in temperature and so on. It is also very indicative of this place of pain, where exactly it hurts. Here, an approximate guideline will be the following. If we have pain in the upper abdomen, then most often it indicates problems with the gastrointestinal tract. If we have pain in the left side of the abdomen, then most often it indicates problems with the spleen or pancreas. If we have pain in the right side of the abdomen, it indicates a gallbladder or liver. And if there is pain in the lower abdomen, then this probably indicates the genitourinary system or intestines. There is also a general feeling as if the whole stomach hurts. Here I can't tell either from the left, or from the right, or from above, or from below. It's like this is the whole thing. Of course, again, not always, but often it can indicate increased gas formation in the intestine. Because the entire intestine is filled with gas, our intestines are quite a long organ, so it bursts with all this gas. And therefore, in general, we cannot say exactly where it hurts, because the whole intestine hurts. Again, it is necessary to make a very important reservation. This is all approximate indicative information, which is not 100% accurate, because we are all individual. In some people, even appendicitis can give in the back. Exceptions are very different and diverse, and only a specialist can make an accurate conclusion during an individual examination. And now let's talk in more detail about all of our organs that can cause pain. So, the stomach. It can be gastritis, ulcer, or GERD, that is, reflux disease. This is a characteristic heartburn that occurs due to the throwing of stomach contents into the esophagus. In fact, it's not so much the stomach that will hurt here, as the esophagus itself, that is, the upper part of the abdomen. And this indicates poor nutrition, infections, injuries, or other factors are also possible. Here, of course, a gastroenterologist should answer these questions. If we have intestinal pain, then there are also possible options. Or we just ate too much cabbage and beans, and got a solid gas formation, which is generally harmless, because over time it passes, and leaves no consequences. But there may be more serious things, such as ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, and inflamed bowel syndrome, and so on. Again, a gastroenterologist should be consulted. Also, sometimes people have hernias. They arise because of excessive physical exertion, not because of normal adequate exercise, but because of excessive short-term intense stress. For example, a person in general is not trained, and then he had to lift a 20-kilogram bag to drag. A sports person would have coped with this normally, but a person who is not prepared because of such excessive tension can get a hernia. It is also necessary to say about such a thing as appendicitis. It happens in about 1 in 10 of us. Of course, we all understand that this is a deadly disease that needs to be operated on, and that it should not be started and skipped in any case. Symptoms can vary greatly from person to person, and the flow rate can also be very different. But the common characteristic signs are a pulling pain in the umbilical region, which ends with a sharp pain in our stomach. Well, I think you already know that in case of suspected appendicitis, of course, you need to call an ambulance. Also, in some cases, a myocardial infarction can begin with intense pain in the upper abdomen. Of course, there is no need to panic and wind yourself up with the worst negative options. In general, in most cases, we have a stomach ache from the fact that we roughly ate the wrong thing, and if the symptoms pass quickly, then thank God that everything has resolved. But there are certain signs in which, after all, you already need to contact a doctor. So, for example, if the symptoms last for a long time and tend to worsen, if we have a fever, if we have severe pain, especially when palpating to the right of the navel in the appendix area, then there is a suspicion of appendicitis. If this pain is uncharacteristic, special, that is, not what you used to feel when you just ate the wrong thing, or if the pain is chronic, that is, it regularly returns. And finally, a number of recommendations that will help you not to have stomach problems. Of course, this does not ensure against all types of diseases, but from the most common, the most popular, yes. First of all, it is not recommended to eat too much at night. The last meal should ideally be 3 to 4 hours before bedtime. Moreover, the last meal should not be made of heavy foods. It should not be a large red meat steak. No, the food should not be greasy, easily digestible, so that our intestines also rest during sleep. Do not overuse fatty, fried, smoked, and heavily salted. Do not overuse coffee. Of course, there is no need to completely abandon coffee, but it is undesirable to abuse it for our stomach. What I mean by abuse is more than 2 cups of coffee a day. Of course, it is necessary to exclude from our diet products of deep processing of meat. These are various sausages, and so on. And if you have regular heartburn, then during the first 2 hours after eating, it is not recommended to lie down, bend over, or resort to strong, intense physical exertion. By the way, friends, how are things with your stomach? Has it ever hurt you, or maybe it hurts regularly? What thoughts or experience do you have? Share in the comments, it will be interesting. And now, I highly recommend you to watch my other video, where I talk about 10 products that ruin our stomach. And this video is very cool to complement what I've been talking about here, and you will have a complete picture. Be sure to watch this video. A link to it has just appeared on the screen, and there is also a link in the description. And in the upper comment, I have fixed it. And if you liked this video, then like and subscribe to my channel. And we'll see you on that very video about the most harmful products for the stomach. See you later.